How is it? How does your role? How does your not your role on the field, but off the field? How does it evolve each year? Is it do you take on a little more, whether it's leadership or just example, or I don't know?
Kind of just look at it for what it is. Even whenever I was a rookie, I wanted to be a leader one day. I wanted to just do my best for the team, and with that come with a bigger role. And I guess that's just how it pretty much played out at this point. So don't really put a title on it. I just be me, and I just want to be the best person and teammate that I can be for the guys.
You said you always wanted to be a leader. Why was that sort of in you, do you feel like?
I just feel like if I had that type of leadership, that I was doing something good for the team. I wanted to be able to express myself in a way, actions, vocally, whatever that meant. But just seeing the guys that I've watched along the way, it was only right because it's the people that I had in my corner. So
I kind of get the sense that your leadership style is like really one-on-one. Is that fair? And,
yeah.
And I guess it's probably intentional to do it that way, right?
Yes. It's kind of like not the best look to me, I guess, if you only say something around, authority or, coaches or whatever. So I find it better and a better relationship with teammates if you were to pull a guy to the side to say, X, Y, Z, and tell me how you feel about that. Like, what's your explanation of whatever it is? And that's pretty much like you gain a lot more respect doing it that way rather than, around everybody else.
When you look at the depth of this defensive line, what does that do for you in the secondary?
It creates opportunities for turnovers to get the offense the ball, and then we have the green light to play a little aggressive in the back end off of, it's not going to be a pump fake this time. He's actually throwing it, so we can start attacking the ball from there and not really hesitate on, whether or not the quarterback, whether or not he's going to get the ball out or not. If he doesn't want to get sacked so as many times, so he's going to get the ball out. That just creates that chemistry to, we're working out the D-line, and we'll just go from there.
Kenny, being a leader that you are, what do you set as the expectation for this group? You got Dallas back, working back healthy. Now Juju, Jalen, they have another year under their belts. Is where this group needs to be when you guys conclude mini camp to be where you need to start?
That's a great question. Just bank the experiences. Anything that we got hit on last year, try to minimize that best as possible. We had a lot of guys with first-year experience last year, and so you couldn't really do anything about it because they haven't seen it before, whether it's tempo, adjustments, motions. So now they kind of getting the feel of it. Obviously going through walkthrough right now, they got a lot more time with, everything with the draft going on and stuff. So just today I was telling Juju and Jalen, like, I see growth already. And that's just from having meetings and being able to correlate from meetings to class on the grass, which is walkthrough. And it felt good about it. I felt good about it. So from there, I just feel like we can just ascend. And that's exciting to the entire group. I think that creates self-confidence, not only to me, but for them as well.
Along that line, what's your impression been as brief as it's been with AR and seeing him back in the building and back throwing the football?
Energy. Obviously energy that really wasn't there last year. Obviously he wasn't on the field.
Okay.
But just seeing him in the training room, prepping for practice or prepping for meetings or whatever, just seeing him around and lively. So that's the.
So energy's the thing.
Right.
I mean,
Kenny, what do you remember about that year 2 leap you made, and do you see Juju and Jalen kind of making the same strides?
It's different from my story than theirs. I had a different defense my second year. We had basically clear house in 2018, and you're pretty much playing with I don't know, I guess new pieces, but what was similar about myself and their story, you're playing with pretty much the same guys from my rookie year to second year, so I think that's what it's all about. I think it's about people and having that chemistry of like how aggressive this corner is going to play it or how passive this corner is going to play it, and really just tying the two together on each side or what's going to be our communication. Yeah, you're good.
I feel like you made your mark early in your career by getting hands on the football, making big plays, the splash plays, and 2022 was tough for everybody. But it feels like you kind of got back to that to a degree last year. Do you feel that? And is that something you think can become regular again for you?
I mean, which
is not to say you don't.
The last thing we saw was my 2023 season. So I don't know why 2022 should come back to.
No, I'm saying you got back to it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Last year, yes.
We know that.
Right.
When you look at what Dallas has went through, we had a chance to catch up with him. What do you see in him from a confidence standpoint? And maybe what do you like? I guess how does he see himself in that room? Because I feel like if you told him, I
Dallas is a Division II guy. That's a great question. That's just instilled in guys that go D2. It's a different type of ground, different type of chip on your shoulder. So I know Dallas. He just want to be as a corner. You want to be the corner. Like you want to be the guy. So just having that D2, that corner mentality is a fire burning, and I like it. I think as a coach or as a teammate, you want guys that love football. You want guys that have that fire burning to do their best for the team, and Dallas got that. He has the confidence and mentality to really raise the level. So and I like that. That's something that Rock had that I really like, to move the room in a certain way without even saying anything. But yeah, he has that swagger about him that he's the guy.
Let me ask my question in a different way.
Okay.
Was it satisfying to get back to your identity? Because I believe that was always your identity.
Of course. I think something that I didn't like about 2022, which I had spoke about at the end of that season, is just not really being able to be the person or player that I wanted to be. Taking a step back that season, it was just something that I just had to chalk up as an L. I couldn't be me, and it is what it is. And so from that point on, I just wanted to, close that chapter and just keep going. And I think we did a great job about that last year as far as, like I said, we've had a lot of discussions. We had a lot of talks about, putting a Band-Aid over that and just pretty much just going from there. And so, and that's what I like about this organization. We were able to have tough talks when tough talks were needed, and we were able to be adults about it. And we had a solid season last year. Last season was still a failure without, going to playoffs and actually making a real big, leap in this league. And we got another chance this year to make it happen.
Kenny, were you surprised at all? No veteran moves around you at corner, or did you kind of look at young guys and say, no, they can make this next year jump?
I don't know why that makes me smile, but I wouldn't say I was surprised. That's not my job to see like who's in the building, who's not. However, I think we're all advocates of certain players being in and out, but it is what it is. I think whoever they bring in the building, it's always open arms, and we're very welcoming of whoever it is, whether it's a vet or a younger guy. And I think we're all just ready to work. Whoever it is, I know they can actually help us in the back end. And who's to say that we need any more help? We have a great scheme here. We have great guys here that can help us, and I know we'll put it all together.
So did you smile when you heard Chris? I certainly heard Chris kind of downplay the need to add a major player, where he said he saw the growth. You had to say, this guy believes this.
We had the growth. We got the guys in the room. I think the only thing that we lacked last season was just being durable, just being available. And that hurts the chemistry. That hurts the continuity part about, having guys on the field each week. I think once we see certain looks, once we see things, I guess, repetitively, like we all gain this sense of mind that like, okay, something that Frank used to say was like accelerated vision. We used to have, that's what you start to gain, and that's what you need in this league as far as, knowing what's coming, knowing how the offense wants to attack you. So, yeah, I completely agree with Chris and his thoughts on the back end.
How much have you changed, like workout routine wise in the off season as your career has evolved?
I'm sorry?
How much have you changed your workout regime off season wise as now you're in year 8 compared to maybe what you were doing 1, 2, 3?
I would probably just say more controlled. I think as a young guy, you want to be very intense, very high intense a lot of the off season, and as you get older, you don't really have to do that much. You can just strategically work yourself through it and being at certain points of the year where you're good. And just as a young guy, you don't know what you don't know. And so pretty much just trying to predicting or guessing. It's pretty much a guessing game to a young guy, wondering where he should be, how much should he run. So, yeah, just, very thankful going on to year 8. I know a little bit about what to expect, about, how everything is going to go. But we actually got a new strength program, and, yeah, everything's different. So I think we're all just trying to relearn the system and relearn how we could help him, help us better ourselves and be great for each other come training camp.
One quick follow-up on that. So you don't know what you don't know until you've experienced maybe. With Juju, I mean, he didn't practice last year. So did he kind of just learn on the run, and you should see that big jump because now he's got a chance to actually practice in this game.
I mean, kind of. I think that's just how it is. I mean, as a special teamer, and you're asked to, hey, after this punt right here, stay on the field. Well, I mean, you got to go make it happen somehow in front of 70,000. So I think that's just the way of the job, and I think that's what we all sign up for. And I think that's just the way of the land of being a professional, and you just got to be prepared from there. So I think Juju has done a great job of that, and I know he'll get even better.
Thanks, Kenny.